In this video, we're going to be talking about some effects of the Trump's 2017 tax cut. We're going to start by looking at the market for phones and the tax incidences in this graph right here. In here, we see that the tax creates two different prices. The prices that buyers pay and the prices that sellers pay. Here, we see that this creates areas B and D right here. B represents the consumer surplus and D represents the producer surplus. Other two areas that are very important in this graph are areas A and C. A is just the government revenue, which represents how much money the government gets from the taxes. And C is a little bit different. C is the deadweight loss, which represents the number of transactions that would have happened without the taxes in the market equilibrium here, but no longer happen because of the tax. For example, here we see that a consumer that would be at this point no longer makes a transaction because the taxes have risen the price to this level. And in here, he or she is no longer willing to make the transaction. The whole area just represents the totality of transactions that no longer happen because of the tax. Now we're going to move to the next graph to see what happens when there's a tax cut. In this graph, the first thing that we can notice is that the two prices here change when the tax is cut. First, the price that buyers pay gets smaller and the price that sellers receive increases. So what does that mean? It means that area B and D will get bigger. Consumers will get a bigger consumer surplus and producers will get a bigger producer surplus. Another thing that happens here is that area A gets smaller. This means that because the tax is cut, now the government has less to collect. This is estimated to be at $1.5 trillion, which is what the government of the United States will have to bear in order to be able to afford this tax cut. The last thing that we will notice is that area C gets smaller. That means that there are more transactions happening because of the tax cut. An example is that if we have a consumer right here, he or she will be willing to do the transaction because now the price has fallen because of the tax cut. Therefore, there are more transactions happening in the market as a result of the tax cut. All of this entails that now, with the tax cut, corporations and people will get to keep more of a dollar for every dollar that they make. And they might invest more, consume more, or save more. But that would be a topic for another video.